These are the notes for words to functions. The T is A 2.6c. To determine the values of a, h, k for the following function, f of x equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k, that would transform the parent function, f of x equals absolute value of x, by, and we have to read the words and be able to come up with either the equation or the letters a, h, and k. So for a review, your a is going to be your scale factor. So if you have the words, you're going to be looking for the words reflection, I can't spell, reflection across the x-axis, vertical stretch, or vertical compressed. Reflection, that a value will always be a negative number. It's going to flip that across the x-axis. Stretch, your a will always be greater than 1. And compress, your a will be less than 1. If you don't have any of these numbers in front of your absolute value, if you don't have a number here, then that is just going to be understood to be a 1. So the h, that tells you, you're going to look for words for left or right. Left, right. Whether you have a translation of so many units to the right or to the left. So your h is going to be negative if you go to the left, and it's going to be positive when you go on the right. Now when you put it to your equation, it's going to look opposite from that. So remember that. If you don't have anything, if you just have x, then that h is understood to be 0. K is going to be what tells you if it moves up or down. Up is going to be a positive number, down will be a negative number. And again, if you don't have anything here outside of your absolute value, it's going to be understood to be 0. So your first example. The translation 4 units up, remember, or 4 units down, that's going to be your K, and a translation 5 units to the right. Right is your H. So let's just go ahead and put those in here. H, 5 units to the right, 5, right is positive, so I'm going to just leave that blank. K, 4 units down, down is negative, so put that there. It doesn't tell me whether it is reflected across the x-axis, vertically stretched, or compressed, so we're just going to put a 1. If it doesn't say, put a 1. So your equation would look like this. We don't have to put the 1 there. Remember, the base equation is x minus, so if it's a positive number, you're just going to put the number there. And then your k is over here on the outside of your absolute value, so you're going to put minus 4. Example 2, we have a vertical stretch of 2. Vertical stretch, that's my A, and a translation 4 units up. 4 units up would be my K. A is 2. K is 4. Is that positive or negative? Up is positive. It doesn't mention anything about whether it goes right or left, so I'm going to put 0. If we needed to write our equation, we're going to put our A here in front of the absolute value, 2. My H is 0, so I can just leave that like that. And then my K is plus 4. The last example we're going to do together is a reflection across the x-axis. Remember we said that would be your A. And a translation of 6 units down. Down is my K. And 3 units to the left. That would be my H. So let's plug those in here. If it's a reflection across the x-axis, it doesn't tell us that it was stretched or compressed. It's just going to be a negative 1. That means instead of going up, it's going to look like that. It's going to go open up downwards on our graph. Translation of 6 units down, that means a negative 6. 3 units to the left, 3 left is negative. But this is where my sign changes up here in our equation. So let's plug this in. So if we have a negative 1, generally you're just going to see a negative. You wouldn't put a 1 in front. I have a -3. So remember, if you're going to subtract a -3, your sign will change to a plus 3. And then a -6 for my k, that goes out here. You have problems to work on the back, so work those problems on the back and let a teacher know if you have any problems or a classmate. Good luck.